Hello, this is Music Tech Help Guy, and welcome to this video tutorial on creating RAID sets with your hard drives in Mac OS X. Now, as some of you guys know, I normally do audio and music production videos, but creating RAID sets has been particularly useful for me for improving drive performance and capacity on my Mac Pro machines that are meant for professional audio work. But this can really benefit any computer that has the ability to load in multiple drives. I'm using a 2008 Mac Pro, but this also works with the 2010 and later model Mac Minis that have 2 drive bays, as well as some MacBook Pros where you can replace the optical super drive with a data doubler device to fit a second drive. If you're interested in that sort of thing, go to macsales.com where you can find several different data doubler kits. So let me explain what RAID is. RAID allows you to join together 2 or more drives in a set so that the multiple drives are recognized on your desktop as a single drive. There are many different types of RAID, and we'll go over those in just a bit. Let me just explain what we have going on here. As I said before, this is a 2008 Mac Pro. It has 4 drive bay slots. One of the drive bays has a 512 gigabyte Crucial solid-state drive. This is my system drive. Another bay is holding a 3 terabyte Western Digital Black magnetic hard drive. This is just a storage drive. And the 2 other bays are holding 2 500 gigabyte Samsung 850 EVOs that haven't been formatted yet. These 2 drives are going to set up in a RAID set to improve the drive's performance and capacity, and then ultimately I'm going to transfer over my operating system from the Crucial drive to the Samsung RAID drives to improve my Pro app performance and capacity. My main goal here is to improve the drive performance through better read and write speeds so Pro apps like Pro Tools and Logic run better. So I want to give you guys an idea of how well my current 2 drives are performing. I use a free app from the App Store called Blackmagic Disk Speed Test. First, let's test the SSD that my OS is on. Not bad, it looks like it's over 250 for writes and around 265 for reads. Keep in mind that the ports on the Tower-style Mac Pros are SATA 2 ports, so they're a bit slower than the actual max performance of SATA 3 SSDs. And then we'll test the Western Digital 3 terabyte storage drive. Looks like we're right over 160 for both reads and writes. Next, let's move on to how to actually set up the RAID sets, and I'll explain the 3 different types of RAID you can do from the disk utility in OS X. So with the disk utility open, click on the RAID tab. You can format and RAID the drives from this tab, so there's no need to format the drive separately. Next, I'm just going to give my RAID drive a name. I'm going to call it Macintosh SSD. I'm going to choose the Mac OS journaled format because I plan to move my operating system onto this drive. Now let me go over the different types of RAID. There are 3 main types that you can do within OS X: mirrored, striped, and concatenated. A mirrored RAID set, also known as RAID 1, mirrors the data from one drive onto the second drive or multiple drives. So it doesn't increase the drive capacity or performance, but does create a redundant disk. This is great for large format backup and media drives, so if one drive fails, you can still recover the data from another drive. A striped RAID set, also known as RAID 0, combines the overall capacity of 2 or more drives and also increases the performance by striping the data evenly across the drives. The performance improvement comes from the fact that we're using 2 or more SATA ports to connect the drives in the set. The downside to this is that if one of the drives fails, you most likely will not be able to recover the data from the other drives. It should also be mentioned that you need to make sure that your drives in this RAID set are all the same size. And lastly, the concatenated disk set allows you to piece together multiple drives, even if they are of different sizes, to create one larger drive. However, because the data is not striped evenly, like with RAID 0, there isn't a performance boost. So for what I want to do, I'm going to create a striped RAID set to improve both the performance and capacity of my 2 Samsung drives. So it's very simple to do. I'm just going to drag the 2 Samsung drives into the dialog here and press create. So let's go ahead and create our striped RAID set here. While this is formatting, let me just mention that you can actually create RAID sets with external drives as well, and even with USB flash drives. However, you may run into some bottlenecking issues with striped RAIDs in particular if the drives are all connected to the same USB bus. Concatenated and mirrored sets should work fine though, especially if you want to create an external backup or media array. Alright, so we've got our new RAID drive here. My 2 500 gigabyte drives are now being recognized as a single 1 terabyte solid state drive. Next, let's test the performance of our striped RAID set in the Blackmagic app. Looks like we're getting a significant performance boost from the RAID. We're over 480 for writes and over 500 for reads. So that's really great. This will really help to improve things like rendering audio, video, images, faster transfers, apps will open a lot faster. And in my industry, the audio world, plugins will load faster, virtual instruments will run better. I'll be able to have more complex sessions and run larger sessions, as well as record more simultaneous channels of audio. So the only thing that is left is I'm just going to copy over my OS onto the RAID drive. I'm not going to do that on screen, but I use an app called Carbon Copy Cloner to make a clone of the system drive on my new RAID drive. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you'd really like to support the channel, please make a contribution at patreon.com/musictechhelpguy. Thanks for watching.